Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good midnight, depending on where you at in the world. I am the presiding officer, Count Noble L. Dallas L. Bailey Bay of the Moorish Society for Ministry of America, a Free Muslim Society. Um, I just had to make a statement. Um, Not into anyone particular, but to ears that are meant to hear me and overstand. I had a conversation with my mother. My mother is, she's over 70 years old. And, a lot of our people are going through some of the most spiritual awakenings as well as one of the most crucial times in our entire history. And that's saying a lot. The fact that we've been here since the beginning of time, and time is only space. So, right now, I want to caution all listeners and hear me well. We are and we have been, and this is not new, we have been in war for a very long time. And the war that has been um, attack upon us, and as well as the attack that we've taken upon ourselves, is the truth, or more or less data, information, education, the facts. What is really real? The conversation I had with my mother, um, a lot of our people feel that the president of the United States is racist. Um, they don't really understand what, as the term politics really is. To be a politician, you are full of tricks. You have a lot of bad tricks. It's not magic, but it's an illusion. And our people feel how they feel about um, Mr. Trump and everything, and I personally have no feelings, um, either or for or against. Um, doesn't matter what I feel. What is the more intelligent thing or the most open-minded thing I can do is just keep myself informed about everything or most things as humanly possible to do, and that's a lot, and that's a lot that we have to be informed about. I say all that to say, we feel how we feel about him. I personally have no feelings, negative or positive. I just have intelligent feels. I let the spirit move me. Um, we have been tricked to our people being a part of the Democratic Party without any voters' education. Um, I guess the whole point, and I hate to say the civil rights movement, that's the only thing you can call. I rather just say the movement, and there was a lot of different movements of that time of wanting to be treated equal in society. Um, they had was going for voting rights up until that movement. Blackamoors or people that call themselves black couldn't vote or didn't vote. And I asked my mother. I said, Mom, let me ask you a question. Um, when like I said, she said my mother was born in 1949, and she said that, so I said, okay, so around 1959, you was 10 years old. I was like, what was it like? I said, did you ever see the Ku Klux Klan? And I'm not saying that the Ku Klux Klan doesn't exist. I just said, like, did you ever hear about anyone getting dragged out of their home? You know, the things that movies, TV, so many quote unquote people come out and say that happened to us. Like the people that was there, my mom, you know, did it happen? Did she see it? And she said no. I was like, I asked her, I said, did did you was there a lot of homelessness during around 1959, 1960? She was like, no. I was like, well, did was most people unemployed? And she said no. She said there might have been housewives, but women had jobs too. Most, and she like most men, they did all the trades. They did the construction, um, they did the electrician, they did roofing, landscaping. They might have. She said might the sanitation workers, that might have been a white man driving the truck, but it was us picking up the trash and everything. So you might have seen that. And I said, well, did you? I said, didn't we have our own? Do we have our own stores then? And she was like, yeah. She was like, we didn't go over into cross the railroad track over into quote unquote the Albion European part of town. But on their side of the tracks, like they had movie theaters, they had hospitals, doctors, dentists, grocers. Um, they all had their own convention center, schools. It was they lacked nothing. And where I'm from, one of the first Black Wall Streets, quote unquote Black Wall Streets. Um, North Carolina Mutual was the first quote unquote Black owned insurance company in the world. Um, Mechanic and Farmers, Black owned bank. Um, Schools, litany of schools, elementary, middle school, high school, named after these brilliant blackamoors that brought all this innovation. The first pharmacy, same city. First pharmacy, first insurance company, banks. Mechanical Farmers was the first bank of the Tuscarora Territory, North Carolina Republic, to get its certification after the Great Depression. It survived through the entire Great Depression because of their business model, their banking model. All of these things. Um, and we didn't vote. We had professors, teachers, scholars, very powerful figures, lawyers. Um, and I was like, well, Mom, then when was it bad? And she looked, she was like, well, now, like I said, my mother's over 70 years old. And I was like, but, you know, we have been